Moses came from. And so later scholars came along and they started to look a little bit more closely at the Greek and the Roman sources. And they said, these don't always say what you're saying they say. They don't always say things like Heracles was born from a virgin, where they stopped looking for
Heracles, born of a virgin.
The genealogical origins of New Testament, we'll say mythology. They move away from that and towards the Jewish texts. And in so doing, they were right to identify the New Testament as an overtly Jewish phenomenon. I think even today we have good scholarly work being done on reading different authors of the New Text as within Judaism. My book is trying to intervene into this situation where scholars have for years looked primarily.
This is interesting. Let me go ahead and stop. All right, so the books that I've been writing are about how certain texts came to be, and without giving too much away, the book Secundus that we've been talking about a lot, the thumbnail for this live stream, until it switches over to some clip from within the actual episode. Secundus is an example, if you will, of how it would have been written, right? So this is important to me because I want to know, like, how ridiculous would some of the stuff that I write about be, even though it's Christian fiction. I guess you could say it's classical Christian fiction, if anything. It's going to be kind of a slow start today, but I'm going to send this to some people and see what they're up to. Marcel is asleep. I think he's not on Discord, so my other buddies are at work. I have the day off. I am doing book stuff, school stuff, and the episode will be slow, but more than likely, if you just fast forward, if you're watching this a day or two after it aired, you can fast forward and kind of find people when they jump on, because I'm about to send the link to everybody, which I will do now as I talk to y'all and I let this play.
And in many cases, exclusively to the Jewish context of Luke's world. Artapanus was a probably Alexandrian Jew. He was certainly Egyptian. One of the things that he does to Moses is he describes Moses as, in fact, Hermes.
Hermes, with the serpents. That's a great parallel that I haven't really seen anybody say before. We've seen a lot of similarities with a lot of different aspects of Christianity. So if you want to play around with something, you could say that my books are doing the same thing with Christianity as Christianity did with Judaism and Hellenism. So I'm taking all three, or Judaism, Hellenism, Christianity, mixing it all together and making a fun story that, if you like Lord of the Rings, if you like any of the old school knights and gladiator type of stuff, then you'll enjoy the book for sure. Wasn't trying to really impress anybody, but you'll enjoy it. And coming up, I'll talk a little bit about Antonius. I guess I'll do it now. So the prequel to Secundus it's at 42,000 words right now, which is great. Whatever. The first one was Secundus was 40.5 thousand. I was trying to make it short enough to where people would actually finish it and then want to read the other ones. Now, like Star Wars, it came out episode 4, 5, 6, and then made the movies. I'm not sure how Lucas wrote them. I don't know if he wrote 4, 5, 6 and just went and wrote first, 1, 2, 3 later, or if he wrote all of it first. I have no clue. But the way that at least the movies came out was like that. And I think maybe even The Shire came out after Lord of the Rings, maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know everything about those books and all. I kind of gathered from the movies, gathered from some of the movies I like the books, like for example, The Other Boleyn Girl. That book sucks. It is so long. That's like 800 pages. Just kidding. But it took me forever. I was in Iraq when I got it. And it had a movie coming out about it. It was with some of those famous girls at the time and Eric Bana, like Keira Knightley or the girl that looks like her or whatever. I hear my ducks out there quacking. And the movie was boring too. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. This is those $100 million movies that they make that back when you had VHSs or DVDs and you were renting stuff out at Blockbuster, you'd make your money with the DVD rentals. Now it's not quite the same. So you have like Paramount purchases or stuff like that, but it's not the same. Now they don't make those kinds of movies. It's got to be something that, you know, everybody all over the world will watch, you know, and then they kind of forget about it. After a couple of years, it's like, yeah. And then all the offshoots of that show up, like Squid Game. Then season 2. And you have like Mr. Beast games, Squid Game Challenge, all these things that are a lot like, they're similar. And that was pretty interesting. I actually like the Beast games. All right, let me get this real quick. Send it to my dudes. And see if anyone is around. If anybody's here, if you want to ask any kind of questions or anything, fire away, and I will pay attention as I'm doing. Do this. There we go. But hope everybody's having a good time. Everything's going the way you want it. All right. Let's see. Putting link for a live stream. Sorry, guys. I should be playing that since I'm not talking. Do this.
Is the god Hermes. He says that certain things that Moses did within his lifetime contributed to the activities that are engaged in the cultic worship of Isis, another Egyptian deity. In the Jewish antiquities, Josephus argues, hey, look, we're part of the same family. All the way back in Abraham's time, Heracles or Hercules was part of our family. He married in to our family. Luke is an educated individual writing in the broader Greco-Roman world. We see him engaging with Greco-Roman philosophy. That happens very overtly in Acts chapter 17, where Paul goes to Athens and he engages the Stoics and the Epicureans.
So Luke, Matthew, Mark, those gospels have always been more interesting to myself. They're synoptic. You know, I'm not wowing anybody telling you that, but the who sat down and started writing this is like the thing for me, you know. And so I wanted to give people an example that was realistic enough for it not to ruin the story, you know. I know how sometimes if guys make army movies, if they do stuff that's too ridiculous, they just don't like it. And, you know, Hollywood type stuff, they're just not a big fan of it if it's too far. And I think the same thing with this community. If you go too far, people just kind of don't like it. And so I'm trying to keep myself in left and right margins that, you know.
Curians. I find it funny that Justin Martyr is an apologist, and he is very open to drawing connections between Hermes, Dionysus, and these others. But you have modern day apologists who just have
who deny this.
To it. Yeah, they say there's no similarity whatsoever. But Justin's such an interesting case. We are teaching nothing new than what you guys have already said about various sons of Zeus.
Today's special guest, Daniel B. Glover, professor of New Testament at Lee University, got his PhD in 2021 from Baylor University and a master's from Duke University. Dr. Glover is a scholar of ancient Mediterranean religions. His published work focused primarily on Judaism and Christianity and their broader ancient Mediterranean religious milieu. His teachings and research engages closely with the study of Luke Acts, gospel literature, New Testament, gods and deification in the ancient Mediterranean Greco-Roman literary culture. At present,
I talked to Gnostic the other day, and I was telling him I want to get him on because I want to see some of his photos from Galilee. Really, really want to put those. I want to get some copies of them if he'll let me have them, and put them into, one of the things that I'm working on. I got a lot of different writing pieces at one time. Got some other stuff that I finally started. Made a list of other ones that I want to do. Some of them have nothing to do with religion too, y'all. So it's like there's one I wanted to do about bodybuilding, and not Gold's Gym specifically or any franchise of, it just like the movie Waiting. When you work in a gym, it can be a lot like working in a restaurant, where the characters that work there are, different. I'll go ahead and take this down as I talk about that. So if for anybody that's ever worked in a gym or a restaurant, it's very similar. You have people who are from different walks of life that somehow found themselves now there, which, it not like it's a bad thing or anything. It's just, the gym industry, eventually it might feel like it's just not a very fulfilling job. There's things about it I've talked about, like in the gym world, when you're training people. I've worked in the gym. I've worked in the same franchises of gyms and seen people for 6 years. And sometimes they go every day. They don't see a lot of changes, and that's not a big deal. It's about going there and enjoying yourself and feeling good, being healthier, vasodilation, whatever, resistance training. It's all good for you. And I've shrunk and swollen through those years too. So I don't really hate on people who like gain weight when they go to the gym every day. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it's kind of part of just what you're going through. But when people would set aside money and time for a competition or something, that would always be tough because they would have a really hard time adding this career, this whole new job to their life with kids and, a spouse. And there's a lot of jealousy and stuff, just, the guy or the girl competitor going to the gym or just even the training client. And if they do see results, sometimes that can also not be a great thing because then the spouse feels like they're going to fall back, in some kind of way. They're not going to feel as important anymore. They're not going to feel in comparison. They're not going to feel good about themselves maybe. And if they don't see results, then the husbands are pissed or the wives are hounding the dudes for like, oh yeah, you and your trainer. And it's like, you just wanted to work out with a guy, that just you looked up to, but you don't want to do anything he does. And it is tough. I've done diets for guys in the last year or so. And I was supposed to help a guy get ready for a show, kind of like doing his diet and whatnot, but I haven't had the time to really just, do. I mean, I guess I could have set aside the time to do that, but I don't know. I've been doing this so long. It's almost like you don't really need to have a coach. You just need to be motivated and you do your own research, do your own dieting research, learn about carb cycling, and you pretty much can just get ready on your own. It's really not rocket science. Paying a guy can be great because it can motivate you too. So stuff that I've also done, like with the academic attempt that I do at this writing and stuff is I, got Richard Carrier on first PhD. Hopefully I can get some more guys, and it's kind of like buying a coach. I need the motivation, the inspiration, some different ideas. Sometimes, you want to know what people are, I don't know. Everyone's got different stuff floating around in their heads. That's why it's good to have, I understand the whole secret window, living in I love the idea of, being a writer and, got my glasses and my robe on all day long, like half the episodes were before. I don't wear glasses. And, having that little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, and in like the local stores, like this wooden shelf grocery store, and that's awesome. But I get a lot of ideas from my friends and like guys at work, even. I talk to guys who are 23, and they have a really good appreciation for the religion. They like Christianity, and it's something I like to talk about if they're okay with it. If that's come up in a way that it's never hostile, it's never hostile for me. There was one time a guy was kind of getting weird with me, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't. We're good. I'm trying to fuck your day up. It's horrible. And I just said he had a translation Bible at work. I was like, oh, damn, in front of a new guy. I don't know if you're really supposed to be doing that, but I asked him about it. I just said, like, hey, what's up with this? He's like, oh yeah, I like to study this stuff. I was like, me too, man. I've been writing books about it and all this stuff. There's Witch Doctor Christianity, the hard copy. There's Secundus. Here's some soft copies of Secundus. Just different information, just putting it all together, for people to read through. And if they haven't heard of something, then maybe they'll read it. And if they've heard all of it, then hey, they've been studying something, to get there. And it's great to have a wide range of people. I have guys, like, I'm friends with people that, they have a different way of they have a different kind of channel than I have, or a different kind of approach than I have. And I can get inspired from just things that we talk about. We might be talking about one of the Greek stories. It's like, hey, dude, why don't you write, like, since you're really into like this character, why don't you write like a story about it? Like I try to inspire them, and then next thing you know, they're going, hey, what if in the beginning of the book, what if she's at this kind of place? And it's like, oh, hey, what's up, Daen? I'll put you up. There you go. So guys, go follow Daen. I know I don't get a lot of views on some of these episodes. Some of them get a ton, and then some just kind of don't. Just depends how the algorithm went. And go follow Daen. He's got a Roku channel that I kind of want to see if I can find. I have a Roku. Me and Cameron looked it up the other day. We were hanging out, and we found your channel, but you didn't have anything up yet. And I haven't looked for it right now. But guys, Daen's channel, he has a theology channel. He's been playing around with some different ideas and whatnot. And this is kind of what I did a year ago. Even though Daen's had a channel longer than myself, he's done a lot of different stuff over the time. Type in this, Dark Light Delirium. And the reason I want people to follow Daen is because he's actually a character in Secundus. I always choose friends to base people off of when I write the different stuff. Like I wrote a military comedy satire book one time called St. Michael Protect Us. And one character was based on me. Here we go. Boom. One character was based on my friend Joe. One character was based on my friend Bo Roth, from Iraq. And just different people. Or maybe even like just an actor that I want them to look like, that maybe has a something about it that they just might like. And so I'll talk to other people. I'll get ideas. And Daen was actually somebody who's had different signature phrases that he's known for. We brought him on. We've had interviews and stuff. And guys, if you're someone who I've interviewed and your episode isn't up, it will be. I've been re-releasing stuff in chunks like Netflix. I guess I should at least explain that once, because I've had people come on the show and their episodes aren't up, and it's like, yeah, I pulled stuff down for a little bit because I was showing some of my friends that YouTube shouldn't be your whole life. Even guys that are really good at it, you have to think about what people are going to watch. I'm no pro at YouTube. But it wasn't like I was trying to make the TV show. I mean, in the beginning, I was making PowerPoint presentations and stuff to get the friends, to get the following and stuff. And like when you make an Instagram page, you got to put some stuff up, right? And then I took those down, and I was like, I loved them, but there were some flaws here and there. There were some funny jokes too and stuff that I wish I still had up. And then my laptop died, and I had to get a new one. And I was so friggin' broke at the time. My wife went and bought me one. She was like, "Here, just keep doing it." So I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Thank God." I started school that semester too, so it was like I needed it, you know. And I was doing that landscape and stuff. I was trying to get rid of the company. I was like, I ain't cutting no more damn grass. My back is freaking done. Stupid idea. So the thing I wanted to talk to Daen about, actually, hey, Daen, I'm going to send you do I got your email still? I'll text it to you. I'll just bring Daen up. Why not? He's here. You got battery? Because I only have 11, like if I was on my phone. All right. Just copy this. 1 second, y'all. Gonna bring the darkest light. I'm gonna go grab the book because I'm gonna read some of it. I'm gonna read y'all this character. Daen Darklight is Publius Septimus. Yes, I tried to find a funny name. And I was like, Publius sounds kind of like a couple of funny words that I don't need to really say. You're good to come on? Okay, cool. Did I send it? Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So without further ado, in a little bit, we will have Daen Darklight grace us with his presence. I'm super tired. Wasn't feeling great this week at work. I had to kind of suck it up, but it's cool. And some of my guys weren't feeling great either. And yesterday I was like, can you please just tough it out? I was like, we're gonna have so many people getting sick. If you're already here, I would love it if you could just be dead in what we do. You can just be by yourself and just get through the hours. Just do bare minimum, buddy. We're good. And I've been sleeping a lot better. Super, hardcore dreaming. Didn't have the best dream in the world last night. My life's going great. It's just, just every once in a while, my dreams are just like vivid, and yeah, what can you do? Walk around tossing, turning, up all night, freaking eating and stuff, waking my wife up. It's like, sometimes I just go and I just stand leaning over the bathroom sink because I'm like, I don't want to just like get up and down 100 times. And I can be so bad about it sometimes. So let's see what's going on. So we're friends with some guys. One guy I did want to mention today. He might not be able to come on. I did send him the thing. Is Chase Connors, Tiger Shark. My boy Lord Cameron. I believe he is unavailable today, if I'm not mistaken. And Marcel typically is hanging around. All of these guys are characters in the book. So we have Varro and Felix. They're from the Iberian area. I forgot what the region was called at the time specifically, but their dads were fishermen. Then they used to fish together. They were sailors together. And the sea is a son of a bitch, And one of the guys actually ends up losing his parent growing up. So the other one's dad takes him in. And Romans were supposedly known, it's just from armchair research I do, they're known for if they didn't have a son that they would adopt him, but they would also, there was a lot of adoption. I don't know if y'all seen Ben-Hur, any other stories about the time period as you all have. You do see it a lot. A lot. I think it's great too. Let's see. He's probably getting ready. Or he's going to a better location. But Antonius, let me go ahead and pull up a picture of the book cover. Boom. All right, so yeah, here we have a picture of Antonius the Black. So if you get you a copy of the book, you'll see in the beginning, you hear about the main character's dad. Well, the dad was a Roman soldier, and he was one hell of a Roman soldier, if you will. He was known as Antonius the Black, and so his Romanized name, he's got a Greek dad, Pyrrhus, son of Theron, from the Syria region. Latakia is kind of the area I wanted his dad to be from. Now, in Antonius, there's a really cool opening that I don't really want to say a lot about, but it's one of his ancestors that I have a scene written out where he's going through a ceremony. A baby is going through a ceremony, actually. And it's really cool. It's really cool. If you're into the Greek gods and all of those stories, which everybody here seems to be, you'll really enjoy the way this opens. And it should really just fill you up with some inspiration for sure. And after this particular ceremony, it moves into the story about modern day, which is now like 11 BC. 11 BC is the date I thought best for how everything unfolds in this timeline. And so I wanted it to intersect different stories as well. And I even have a couple of other ideas. Ghost Recon kind of gave me a cool idea about incorporating even one more aspect into the future sequels that come out about Secundus. The sequels for the Second Born series is what it would be called, because Secundus means the second. He's the second born, and he is the one that sort of turns the page for civilization and the things that happened after certain stuff happened. And the family gets involved in a way that I won't really describe. But anyway, this is Antonius. This is the cover. I'll have Antonius across the top, have my names across the side. The back will have a very similar description, and I'll probably use the same picture because the kind of pictures they take, I only have so many that I really like anyway. I was like, nah, this is good enough. And so I've been using the same one. I have some professional ones done and whatnot, but I don't care. I just kind of want it to be something that's not so pretentious. Like I'm not trying to over intellectualize this story at all. I'm not trying to flex that I know anything anyone doesn't know. But what's up, bro?
Morning, man. How's it going?
Bro, I'm actually really glad to talk to you today. I haven't talked to you in so long. So now that I have someone else on the screen, it'll probably click the algorithm a little bit better.
Yeah, it's been almost a year since I've been on your channel.
Yeah. Well, and there were so many opportunities. Typically, you were working or something, or doing a job, or
Well, there for a while, my last phone was so fucked up, my audio was fucked. How's my audio on this phone?
it actually sounds really good, and your
Okay.
camera looks better than mine. So
Cool.
that's the great thing about phones, is that they actually sometimes work better for video stuff. I was talking to Cameron the other day about how we can start shooting either music videos for himself and his dudes, or how, because he has all this music, and I'm like, dude, you have to have
Visual.
Yeah, I was like, well, and he wants to. It's just a matter of having the time, the people all together. That's why Chase, him being a movie director, kind of helps, I think, push the idea more. Even though we've been pushing on Chase a lot lately, because he has a couple of pilot episodes for.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he has a couple of pilot episodes of a show that we want him to push, but he wants it to be perfect. So
Yeah.
we're chilling. We're not trying to, make him do it quicker than he wants to and stuff. But we did some
I understand the sentiment. That's the artist.
Yeah. What you been up to lately?
Driving on a suspended. I got DUI for driving while tired, which I'm fighting in court right now. But in the meantime, I'm driving on a suspended, so I'm shitting bricks everywhere I go.
Yeah. Well, you were tired. They said you were drunk.
Not even drunk. They didn't even offer to breathalyze me. Because I don't even drink. I think they believed me when I told them I don't even drink. But I refuse to take the test because I have the right to be secure in my persons, and my bodily fluids is my persons. They think that they have the right to your fucking bodily fluids, and that's bullshit.
You didn't want them looking for everything else too, so.
Well, they have zero evidence that I was intoxicated.
Yeah, that's
so I'm fighting in court. Had I given them my pee, they might have found, because weed's in your system, but well after you smoke it. So I know weed was in your system.
Yeah. So if you're
not high, it's in your system.
Even if you hadn't had any in 3 weeks, you're still gonna have it there, and it's like,
exactly.
I'm not high, bro. It's like,
no,
like,
but I was driving while tired, and I get super narcoleptic when I'm driving tired, man. So I was swerving and shit, but so I am fighting that in court. But also at the same time,
the time of day you were going home,
it was night. It was nighttime. I was driving all day to get this new car I'm in right now, and I went to drop off this lady that drove the car back for me, and I should have just passed out in her fucking driveway, but so they human trafficked me. Yeah,
nobody wants to sleep on the side of the road or at a gas station and get robbed either. So it's kind of like, what do you do? Well, you just try to get home, And I've had these stupid drives, like where you have to stop and get out and walk around, and then get back in the car.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
So I mean, besides that, I got my Roku channel going, which I don't have a single subscription for yet, which kind of sucks because I'm paying out the ass for it.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I'm glad that you're going through the trenches with Roku, because I don't know anything about it. And let's see if I can find it real quick. Roku channel. I have a Roku.
Yeah, could you make sure you can find it for me? Because I don't have electric, let alone a TV or Roku, so I can't even pull it up to check it out.
Roger that. Okay, so let's see what we got. I'll turn on my TV and just use my Roku, and I should be able to find it that way, right?
Yeah. You should be able to just go to the home page and type in Darklight TV, and it should pop up.
Okay. Let's see. I haven't ever set up a Roku channel.
And I do have over 500 videos on there. I just don't have all my playlists finalized yet.
Right. Let's see. The Roku channel. Here we go. Premium subscriptions. All right, let me create an account first, so I know that it'll actually be there when I try to do it, and I might be able to actually show what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Totally.
Because I've had a bunch of people look it up, and they said they couldn't find it.
I was gonna say, can I turn? Here's my TV. Right? Let me see what I was looking at on StreamYard. All right.
It cost me more than my mortgage to keep my Roku channel going, so I definitely want people to be able to find it.
Can I ask how much that is for people's learning?
Yeah. It's $350 a month for the Roku, and that's to be monetized. Their cheapest one is $250 a month, but you don't have the ability to charge subscriptions. But at $350 a month, you can charge subscriptions.
Gotcha.
And my subscription is $777, but I'm working with the Roku team right now because I want them to make a sliding scale of subscriptions depending on the country you're in, because the U.S. dollar isn't equal in all countries, you know.
Right.
So I'm trying to, and they are working on it for me right now because I got a bunch of people in the Philippines that have looked at my channel because you have a analytics bar that tells you who's watching you from where and how many views and stuff. And I got a lot of people in the Philippines watching me, but
Correct.
777 is too much for them. So I haven't gotten any subscriptions from them yet. So,
let's do this right now. Let's go.
Subscriptions, depending on the country you're in.
Let me do this. Let's see. Let's do it right now since, Gmail. Okay.
So for the viewers that don't know me, I'm a non-Abrahamic true monotheist. I'm also developing my own theology, which is coming along very nicely. I'm writing a book, which I had to kind of put on hold for this whole Roku thing. I've been putting all my extra time into the Roku channel.
Yeah,
so essentially, I do believe in the one true creator. There's 5 basic traits that I use they're fundamental, empirically verified traits that I use to describe the one true creator, which is unity, consciousness, dark, light, and paradox. Paradox is actually a fundamental aspect of reality, which is scientifically proven through the wave-particle duality and the Heisenberg uncertainty principles. And another thing I like to call it is the fractal singularity omnimatrix, which if you look on my channel, I got whole, 30-minute to an hour videos breaking all this stuff down, what exactly all that means.
Right.
So essentially, all consciousness is an extension of the omni-consciousness, I like to call it, which is what some might call God. So God is living through our lives. That is why he is the eternal living God, because all of life is his life. And also all life is a living death. So every moment that passes is a moment that has died and can never come back, and our life is full of micro deaths that lead up to our ultimate eventual macro death, which is a fractal expression of the one true creator itself.
All right, so let me look it up. I'm on the Roku channel now, this website. I'm in here. Let's see. There's got to be a way to search, but I just don't see the search drop. Let's see.
You should be able to go right to the home screen from Roku and then go to the search and type it in from there.
Yeah, I can't find the search tab. It's not, believe it or not, it's not just like right there.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, so I can't properly tell you. I'm just telling you what the Roku team has told me.
Is it live TV too, or is it just like subscriptions?
Oh, it's a subscription. I haven't gone live yet on there, but I do plan on going live. I just got to get all my ducks in a row for that. I have talked to Lord Cameron, and he has agreed to co-host for me for my next episode of my podcast, The Theology Council.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are y'all going to talk about? You haven't planned out yet? Let's see.
No, I don't have my itinerary made up yet, but it's going to be, we're going to be talking about everything. We're going to be talking about theology. We're going to be talking about politics, entertainment. I'll have a big ass itinerary list made up for that particular podcast, and it will be tailored to the guests I can get on there. Now, so far, I have 2 atheists. I have Lord Cameron, which he claims Satanist. I got me, and I have a Jewish friend that said he will come on as long as I can bring a biblical Christian, because he wants to hand a biblical Christian their ass.
Do you think Stephen Nelson would do it?
What does he claim?
He's the owner of crossbible.com.
Yeah. I've seen him on your channel so many times. I doubt he knows who I am, but I've seen him on your channel a bunch.
Well, I've mentioned you a bunch. Maybe he watches some of the episodes here and there, more so back in the day to see what we were trying to translate and stuff. I could always hit him up for you, bro. Let's see what we got. Looking for you. Here we go. So here we go. Finally got the search bar. Let me share this page so that people can see what I'm doing as well.
Okay.
Share screen.
And I know Gnostic Informant and Derek from what's Derek's channel again?
Myth Vision.
Yeah, Myth Vision. I've been watching a lot of Myth Vision reacts the last couple months. I like his reaction channel better than his regular channel, but
you know what? He might be doing something great here. He has. I think if I pick on him all the time, and he probably doesn't like me very much. I actually offered to pay him to come on and talk about his addiction, but I don't know.
Really?
He wants to feed my machine over here. I'm not really doing much for him. But what I will say is I'll definitely help you grow your legs, Derek. If you ever want to learn how to squat, I'll help you with a tutorial. Just playing. But I was going to say, I think his sorry. I got some hands.
We'll help everyone grow their legs, man.
Me one day he wanted to pick my brain about stuff, and I was like, I shot him some emails, and it was like ghost. I'm like, I'm not cool enough, guys.
Well, I am on Derek's what is it? Facebook. I'm on his Facebook, so I know Derek knows who I know. Neil from Gnostic knows who I am too, but Neil has never acknowledged me in anything whatsoever, which is fine. You know, I get it, you guys. I'm a weird ass motherfucker. I get it. So anyone that just keeps a professional distance from me, I get it.
I think you need to be an actor. I don't think you're going to realize that right now. But the reason why I think you actually have a personality for acting is because you could, in my opinion, I don't know how you are behind the camera, you know, or outside of here, but I just feel like some of the stuff that you can make jokes about and the way that your voice sounds is you have a voice that is a lot like I don't know, it sounds like an actor's voice in my head, but just not like how mine sounds. Mine sounds a little more, I don't know,
manly.
The good young Christian man, you know, something like that. Yours, you have kind of a
I got that annoying voice. I got that annoying, piercing voice.
Your voice sounds like Chris Pratt, kind of.
Yeah.
And so literally I hear that and I'm like, oh, he needs to do something with, and that's what you do. You talk, you do YouTube, episodes.
Well, I'm totally flacked out. You know, I'm not afraid to do crazy shit at all. You know, I'm a ENFP, which that's part of the Myers-Briggs personality indicator test. I'm an ENFP, which they're known for just being kind of thwacked out.
I think you'd be funny, like if you were in a funny role, like Publius. Yeah. Publius Septimus is a comic relief after all the killing and the war that Secundus goes through in the book.
No, I haven't but I want to get your book and read it. I really want to read your book.
Yeah, I'll send you one. I got a bunch behind me. I was gonna say,
I'll read it and give you a review and talk about it and shit on my channel. Fuck yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. I went on Gnostic's show the other day and it was like 3.5 hours in before I actually pitched the book. So I was so tired. I just kind of went like, yeah, guys, my name's Steve. I wrote a book about this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you got to read it. And I was like, let's wrap it up because now they were all tired. I didn't want to exhaust them with my stories. So, and I also don't want to get
on the whole show.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Chase actually did such a great job bringing an argument to Gnostic.
No, I was there for that one. Yeah, I was there for that one. And Gnostic enjoyed that too.
That was actually one of the best episodes. And here's the funniest part about this whole thing. Chase and Gnostic, I'm trying to put them together on this Chase has a show. I can't say anymore. It's so good though. And he has a few episodes that we've done table readings for. And
see, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Well, it would, I mean, like, no offense, but like Roku channel might also be kind of a cool thing to look at if it was ever making any real traction. But it's just cool that YouTube at least gives you a place to put it somewhere. But you don't want to do all this and waste your efforts either. Because, like, you know, if he spends another $20K on some TV shows and it just ends up getting, you know, a couple thousand views and it just never goes anywhere, then we're kind of like, crap, you know, all that for that. But at the same time, you know, he's already done his Secundus. He's already made his first big feature.
Yeah.
Like his start to finish, everything's perfect.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, and I'm
Well,
not gonna
see,
do that yet.
once you get your product, you can pitch it to different platforms. Because what I realized is, different platforms have different audiences, and not all platforms are for everyone. Like YouTube is not for me. YouTube doesn't like me. They don't promote me. So that's why I have been diversifying my online presence. I've been putting all my energy into get my Roku channel going, but I'm also signed up to get on Rumble and OnlyFans. Now with OnlyFans, you're not going to see my balls. It's just going to be my regular ass content. But my thinking is people that go to OnlyFans are used to paying subscriptions, okay? And I'll have a low subscription. So after dudes beat off to dumb bitches and they're like, oh well, there's that, then they can watch my delirium and at least be entertained by my delirium after they blow a nut on whores.
Let's see if I can find this, bro. Search. No, it's not showing me.
Is it not popping up? See, that's what I'm saying. I've had a few people look it up and it hasn't popped up for them.
Dark light TV.
Yeah.
You sure you're live? You sure you're live right now with it?
Well, I mean, they keep telling me I am, but everyone that looks it up has a hard time finding it. It should pop up with my logo for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't find it. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I've had a handful of people look it up and they can't find it. And then I just got done hitting up Roku a couple days ago about it, and they're like, "Oh, you're so silly, it's there." I'm like, "Well, you say that, but no one can fucking find it." And I'm paying out the ass to have this channel just for and I haven't got a single subscription yet, and that could be because no one can fucking find it.
That's why I'm like, Roku TV.
Yeah.
Made by Roku. No, I don't need a TV. Streaming store. Would it be in the streaming store, you think?
They said that you just go to the Roku main home screen to look it up, is what they keep telling me, because I just had this conversation with them a couple days ago. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, guys? No one can find my channel.
Well, yeah, but Cameron did.
Yeah, well, I've had like one person, Cameron or Johnny, depending on which day it is you want to talk to him or whatever. Yeah, I guess he found it, but he's about the only one. Everyone else hasn't been able to find it.
Let me see if he can send it to me. All right, where are you at?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to
No.
Wasting the boss.
No. All right, TV, streaming players, whatever. I just feel like it's. Where did I go that first time?
Yeah, you said you found it the first time you looked it up.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because I am paying out the ass for this channel, and if I don't start getting subscriptions, I can't keep dropping $350 a month. But my thinking was that the subscriptions would pay for the what I got to pay for the channel. All I need is about 50 subscriptions or so, and that'll pay for the channel itself, and then anything after that is going to be profit for me.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
If I could just get 1,000 subscribers, that would be $7,777 a month for me, which would pretty much change my fucking life.
That's pretty cool.
But so the potential is there, but that's only if people can find me and subscribe to me,
Well, I don't know why I can't find the way that I got to that search tab subscriptions. There we go. Subscribe to your key entertainment, one account, 60, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But like, where can I type it? Unless I'm just
also with this, my license is suspended, so I was trying to think of ways to make money besides driving around, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I got my Roku channel going. They said there's no algorithm on Roku like YouTube, because the algorithm helps some people, but it fucks most people. You know what I'm saying? So they said they have no algorithm. So as long as you hit a hashtag and type stuff in, my channel is going to pop up instead of getting blocked by an algorithm. So that was one of my big selling points that they got me on Roku with. and they were having an end of the year sale for New Year's, and I guess usually it's $2,000, just shy of $2,000 for them to build your channel out for you, which I can't afford that. But with the end of the year deal, it was you just pay your first month $350, and they build your channel for that instead of $2,000. So that's why I kind of jumped on it right away as soon as I could. I just squeezed out $350 for them. But if I don't get no traction within a month or two, I'm gonna have to pull the plug on it and just.
I got it.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. Hey yo.
Oh.
Where'd you go to get that now?
I just type. You gotta type capital D, capital L, capital TV, and it came up this time.
Okay.
I did. Well, they can rewind and see.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So okay. So let's see what we got. Details. Return to all channels. Add app. Categories faith-based. There are no players linked to your Roku account. Need a Roku player. No, I have one. So do I have to just? There we go. Now I can. Let me go to TV now, and let's see if I can just do it this way.
Yeah.
Good.
I appreciate you looking for me, man.
No, I definitely wanted to see. I mean, I was kind of interested in it. But what you need to do is you need to be the show that has everybody who wants to be on Roku needs to give you their episodes, and then you can charge them.
Well, we'll see. They have all kinds of different add-on plans. I can have multiple different channels, and it's an extra $50 for each channel. Instead of someone paying the $350, they can just come to me and pay $50 and have their own channel coming through mine. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, what about? And I'm just thinking creatively, if possible. Let's see. Let's say you looked at this as if the Dark Light Delirium is a TV show. It's a channel where you go and there's a bunch of other stuff. You can have Chase's material. You can have Tiger Shark's material. You can have Lord Cameron can put his episodes up, and you can let them pay you for the episodes, and then you now have a diverse amount. You have your own little Netflix of theology. See what I'm saying?
I have my whole network going.
Because we don't want to go all make our own Roku channel. Like for example, I would give you some of my PowerPoints, and then I would pay you like to put them up. So you make money off of doing. In my eyes, that looks like the best way to actually use this channel, because then you have a huge diversity when people, and then it gets like you need Mandy Moorhall to come on. You need to have different. You need to see if they can submit stuff to you, kind of like how people submit stuff to their books, and they fill up their books with everyone else's stuff.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do with this, and it would be a creative idea. That's all. That's just
that's a good idea. That's a good idea for sure. I got to start getting some traction though, because no one's gonna want to post shit on my channel if I don't have any subscribers. But
well, that's the thing. That's why we're doing this now. Let's see. Why can I not? Where's the other tab to look up the ones that are here? I don't even see the Roku channel.
If I get some extra money, you can pay for advertising. But there's a point in diminishing returns for that. Like that only is effective if I can get subscribers from my advertising. But I'm definitely going to give it a fair shake before I pull the plug on it. But after a couple months, if I don't get any subscriber, I'm going to have to pull the plug on it.
Search. Okay, I'll just search it. There we go.
But the guys at Roku, the team, they like me. Like my sales agent, he's going to bat for me with the Roku company, because usually you got to pay out the ass, and they can make you your own website that connects directly to your channel. And he's trying to get that for me for free and shit because he likes my content. And who knows, for people that don't know me, like I've been living off grid with no electric for 9 or 10 years now with a pack of dogs out in the Ozark Mountains, and with the money I paid and getting my Roku channel going, I could have finished my house, so I chose to keep living in my fucking car just to have my goddamn Roku channel. So I've made a lot of sacrifices just to have this fucking channel.
Yeah, and that's where people will see that once we get them looking at the show. Let's see, how do I capitalize? Are you really gonna be weird? Settings, home, what to watch, like TV's featured free. Streaming store. Do we have to pay to watch you or no?
You should be able to watch stuff for free. I have a free week on there. Like if you just want to check it out, you can check stuff out for a week before you pay anything for the subscription. So you should be able to go through all my content on there.
Okay. Let's see.
It's $77.77 for a monthly subscription, but you have a free week to check everything out. You know.
Right. Well, I'm trying to play it up here, but I can't find the
And I do have a few playlists made up. They have different types of playlists. You got the video on demand playlist where you can kind of go through and pick what you want. And then they have a pre-scripted like TV guide type playlist where you just hit play and it plays everything that I set it up with, and you can't pick through it on that one, but you can pick through it on the video on demand one.
Please go to home. All right. Now, why can't I just type in search from here? It's being so stupid. Here we go. Let's go to more. Add apps. Let me add the Roku app first. Let me see if that helps. See, it's on the Roku, so I don't have to add the app, right? It's just this is the Roku app, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just
And I'm just guessing because I've never heard Roku. I don't even have it. I haven't had TV in 10 years plus.
Right. So how do I get this to go?
I've only ever played on the Roku on friends house. When I go to friends' house, every now and then I can get on Roku.
Yeah, I see Daily Wire, Daily Motion, Daystar. I see all these, but when I can't seem to capitalize these words, even though it shouldn't matter. That's what I did last time. That seemed to be. Let me go back. Where did I go?
On some of the interfaces, you can't put the capital in there or the dash, but then on other interfaces you can, and it's annoying. It doesn't pop up as easily as I would like for paying out the ass for it.
Yeah, it's same with like see, now it's trying to show me everything that's on.
Now I do have a plan B if I don't get any traction on Roku. I was just going to make my own professional website and then put all my content on my website and also have my merch on my website and just do everything through an individual website.
Well, I was going to say you might want to. I mean, you can do. I don't know how hard that would be. I've done a couple of websites, and they were always very basic, but I didn't do very good with those. That's just me, though. I think,
but at least with the website, it's minimal amount per month. I can keep a website for like $20 a month or some shit instead of $350 a month. So that's a lot more feasible for me to keep going than $350 a month if I'm not making subscriptions.
I found the Roku channel app on this, so I actually wasn't in the right spot. I was on the menu.
Okay.
But it was showing me other channels that were okay. Maybe this will do it now. Let's see. Search. And now I'm starting to see what looks like creators. So,
man, I told you all about my drug experience for free. You're talking about you wanted to pay Derek for telling his story.
The thing is, though, he's got 300,000 subscribers. So having him on is just he knows it's a political thing. It's just because having him on talking about that would be not religious really, but it would be okay, dark light.
Well, I call it ethical clout chasing. Okay, I'm trying to redefine it because you have clout chasing, which has had a negative connotation associated with it, only because of the way people have been using it. Because a lot of times people will clout chase motherfuckers they don't really care about just because they have a big name. For me personally, I do clout chasing, but if I'm clout chasing you, that means I like you. So I'm not going to clout chase some motherfucker I don't like,
All right.
And all clout chasing is just one person that has a little bit more attention, sticking their hand out to help someone else get a little bit more attention. That's all that is. Which that goes both ways, because even the bigger channels that we're looking at, that they're not the biggest channels, and they themselves are also clout chasing to people who have higher metrics than what they do. So it's a cycle of just helping each other out with gaining a little bit more attention. Now, who's that one? Richard Carrier. That he's been making all kinds of rounds, but I talked to someone about that. Who was it? I forget who I talked to about it, but he said Richard Carrier just has like a flat price that you pay him to come on per hour, and he'll pretty much do it for anyone.
You know, that's actually not a bad idea.
Not at all.
I think if you brought him on, that actually could be cool. You know, he would have a lot to talk about. However, this is one of the things when he brings a guest on, you know, PhDs or somebody who has a real big channel. And what I try to do is I try to let them talk more. Yeah. And I let them have the floor a little bit more. And I let them not really earn their money, but like just I let them do their thing, you know, because that's at least the energy I gave Richard Carrier or Dr. Richard when he wanted to come, when I wanted him to come on. And so I was like, I'm going to do this. Thanks to Stephen Nelson, the Cross Bible.
Yeah.
He actually gave me his contact info because I didn't actually look for it. You know, I read his article live one day and, you know, looked through some of the things that he just, you know, mentioned and whatnot. So let's see, let me pull this off.
That's just falling more into the classic interviewer role, really. When you're just letting them talk more, you're just being more of a classical interviewer.
Yeah, see, there's journalism involved, but I don't really think I could call myself a journalist with a straight face. But
well, my narcissism won't let people, you know, do all the talking. My narcissism has to do some of the talking. It just has to.
I think I'm the same way. Sometimes I can't help it, but to just say something that, you know, I've changed a little bit, you know, ever since having a YouTube channel. Once you start becoming, at least once you have a little group of people and you got the little trolls and stuff start showing up, then you have to start making decisions on like, how am I going to go about handling this kind of stuff? You know, so for everybody out there that's just starting a YouTube channel or wants to, or whatever, just wait till it's bigger. You'll have so much stuff that I think a lot of people couldn't handle. The criticism.
Well, I don't mind the trolls. Trolls are welcome in my channel because I'm a troll. You know, I'm a troll king. Actually, not all trolls are created equal. If you consider yourself a troll, you don't have at least 5 different accounts. That way, if someone tries to block you, you can just pop up on another account. Then you're at the lowest level of trolldom. So trolls are welcome around me and my channel. Anything I'm doing, that's a troll-friendly zone. Come troll me, motherfuckers. Let's go.
One second. Sorry.
Yeah. And just a quick background on me for people that don't know. I was raised up as pagan. It was like neo-pagan. My mom claimed pagan, but she just kind of studied everything. It wasn't like the classical Norse pagan or anything. And I claimed spiritual for a long time, from about, 14 to about 36 or so. I just claimed spiritual, but then I realized that wasn't specific enough. I started really thinking about it and evaluating my beliefs. And I'm like, well, I do believe in a version of the one true creator, but I do not come to that perception through the broken theology of Abraham. And what makes the theology of Abraham broken is that it incessantly attempts to interject division into that which is united, which is the creation. And they interject these divisions through constructs such as sin, such as Satan, such as evil. I do not believe in sin, Satan, and evil. And although I am theist, I do not believe in the supernatural whatsoever. There's no such thing as supernatural. Just because you can't explain something doesn't mean it is supernatural. There is a naturalistic explanation for everything that you see.
Do you, I was just going to ask you a question, but then my thoughts went to the left field. They went right out of my head, right out. You were saying just a minute ago, what were you just saying?
I
had to ask you, right?
I was talking about how I claimed spiritual for a long time, but then I started claiming non-Abrahamic true monotheist.
You were pagan. You think a lot of people that do the pagan thing now, in my eyes, it's kind of funny sometimes. And you said you grew up pagan. That's not what you really are now. I don't think you're really about too many titles, but you have kind of made sort of a description for the channel, obviously.
Yeah.
So do you think that people that are pagans but like hate Christianity. Do you think it's a little silly sometimes how they might be like, oh, Christmas is really just Yule and that's a pagan holiday and la 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 la. It's kind of like, okay, you know, it's good, you know.
I don't find it silly because Abrahamic religions are super critical, and it's funny because the most critical religions of other religions don't like to be criticized themselves. So I think that's just some criticism falling back on Abrahamic religions that is just a reflection of the criticism that they are giving out to other religions. I think that pagans, for the most part, they should rise above that criticism, and in most cases they do. Me, I love hanging out with pagans and atheists. Those are my niggas right there, pagans and atheists.
You know, I've been having sort of a change of heart on how I looked at a lot of things. You know, growing up, I was an atheist, and I am not an atheist anymore.
Yeah.
And I've explained that I feel that the things that I've seen, you know, that they have been with like these, that they've been, my brain changed it like the movie Contact.
Absolutely.
My brain changed what God looked like to there's an African tribe. I forgot the name, the Ana, I believe. They're the earliest tribe in South Africa, and they look Asian. They look like every culture mixed together. That's what this lady looked like. And I saw, you know, the typical snake deity that people see. And I was like, oh my gosh, it really changed my perception of metaphysics and everything too. Christians don't love that. That's kind of part of the Secundus book too.
Well, that's why it's witch doctor Christianity. It ain't regular Christianity, motherfuckers.
So there's no cross in witch doctor Christianity. There's no crosses. There's no Stockholm syndrome in my religion. But you might see us wearing a lot of purple or garnet or crimson or blues and all the royal colors.
Yeah.
You might just see that as a fun thing. Like if I'm at the gym, I got a giant purple sweatshirt on. People just like, you know.
I love purple, blue, and green. Those are my favorite. That's my favorite color patterns together.
Growing up pagan, you said you had some psychedelic experiences because your mom was kind of familiar with that.
I was allowed to trip since I was what was I 14? My mom, the first time I tripped, my mom brought home acid for me and my brother. I was 14, my brother was 15, and it took like over
about it.
Do what?
I don't have an opinion about that. Like because sometimes kids in high school get a hold of that from someone they don't know.
Yeah.
And it could have something that they don't think is on it.
Well, my mom went and sourced it for us. You know, she got it from a supplier that she knew personally that it was good shit. She was right there with us the whole time, you know, to kind of guide us through it. And I think, you know, did we do that a little bit young? Yes. 14 and 15, I would say is young for tripping balls. But also, my mom was right there for us. You know, it's not like we were just fucking out in the woods with no guidance or anything.
See, this is a story that needs to be like, honestly, your first book, since you were talking about it, needs to just be an autobiography. Because here's the thing, you can finish that book in 3 weeks because there's so much material that you've already lived. But writing a theology book, or whether it's fiction, you know, absolutely. I write a Christian romantics type of fucking book or whatever. That's one way. And then you have research books, you have opinion books. Like I just got here we go. The Obsolete Paradigm of a Historical Jesus. Hold on. Here we go. Now this isn't
I'm writing 2 books right off the bat, and it's a poetry book and then my theology book. And the poetry book's definitely going to be done first, but I can absolutely sneak in an autobiography section in my poetry book.
You know, I love the way that he formatted this book. When you go to actually publish the first book, you'll see with like the Amazon KDP platform, you'll see what they allow you to do. Ultimately, you'll just have to turn your Word document into a PDF, then you just upload it. That's all you have to do. Okay. And it has to be formatted to the same size book you select. So you got to choose in Microsoft Word 6x9.
Okay.
6x9.
Yeah, that's some of the stuff I was going to ask you about, some of the particulars about, you know, writing it and publishing it and stuff when you're just telling me about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I've been writing so much though that I haven't read this, but this is next on my list. And
What
this
is it?
is, well, it's an uncomfortable book for me to talk about with my Christian buddies because I have a lot of them, but they
That's it.
feel a certain way about their beliefs, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm cool with whatever they feel. The reason why I've kind of had a thing with atheists lately is because, and I don't want to offend anybody. I really don't. I mean, I'm a civil affairs guy, a big old pussy, whatever.
Yeah.
But the atheist thing, I have kids, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed when I was growing up, I had friends that were atheists. Now, before that, I had friends at a school of the arts that were all Christians. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like that was by design. It wasn't a Christian school, but they just were. And they were so flabbergasted when they found out I was an atheist. And I don't know if I was saying it to be difficult or a rebel, or if I was, wanting attention or in some kind of way. I don't know. Maybe it was the way that my brain, I feel like I was supposed to do the things I'm doing with like these books and stuff. I feel like I'm doing what I was supposed to do. I'm living a prophecy, right? My own.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why I was so obsessed with this stuff. My brother isn't. My sister isn't. Not like I am. They don't have all this fucking shit, They don't have fucking bookshelves falling over and stuff like with all of this material, And growing up, just if I could describe my parents, they're so fucking overly educated that it can sometimes not be the greatest thing in the world because my brain is so full of shit, just so much stuff. It's great for writing books, but I think sometimes it gets in the way of other things, That's why I end up having sort of a one-track mind. It's like, I got to finish this book first, and then I can focus on these other ones and stuff. If I don't.
Do you know your Myers-Briggs type indicator? Have you checked it out, the psychology test?
I've taken a few, just.
Okay, well, check it out sometime. It lets you know a lot about yourself. And for me, when I took the test and saw what it was, because I'm an ENFP. That there's 4 different letters, and each category has.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have. Yeah. I can't remember what it was.
Knowing that about yourself is really it kind of helps you understand your tendencies and stuff. And I think everyone should know that about themselves.
Yeah, I agree. I think it takes people a little while to learn. I am in charge of a group of guys with work. And when you have a lot of different personalities in one, like when you have a very diverse friend group, you don't want to irritate people too bad. But I have been saying things along the lines about how my millennial atheist group of friends are all fucking losers. And so as my daughter growing up, she chooses to hang out with friends just like that. She starts getting in trouble. Because they're not smart about it. They're the rebel kids who want to be known for not believing in the things. And so it causes characteristics that the private school kids who went to church every freaking Wednesday, they did the same exact shit that the kids who got in trouble all the time did. They were just smarter about it. They're just not fucking stupid. And so there's saints and there's roughnecks. Well, I was friends with all of them.
Yeah, me too.
I noticed huge differences with how their quality of life turned out. So a lot of my atheist friends live in conditions that I know deep down they probably don't want to admit. That's all that's available for them now. And I'm scared for them. They're my buddies. They don't really like me anymore because I guess veered off so far from where they ended up. I'm over here now, and obviously different state, and I've done all these different careers that they have nothing in common with me anymore since high school.
Are you talking about like your hometown friends, or are you talking about like things that you've made? Okay.
Atheist friends that I grew up with in the formative years. My Nianiscos years was surrounded by atheists who were fucking losers. And even to this day, we had a buddy die, and like, I don't know for a fact, but I just have a feeling none of them went to the fucking funeral.
Yeah.
You ruined the kid, and he's dead now. And it's like, and no one's even going to go. I don't even live in the state, so I couldn't get to it. But, I wrote on the wall, the little funeral memorial wall. They didn't. It's like, God damn.
Not all atheists are created equal. There's a lot of atheists out there who that their positions aren't very well thought out. They're just kind of atheist by default just because they don't agree with theism. So, but they're not all atheists are created equal for sure. Like you absolutely have very successful intellectual atheists out there whose positions are very well thought out. My favorite atheist personally is Durante Lamar. He's a black dude. He's fucking awesome.
The cowboy hat?
He sometimes he pimps a cowboy hat. Yes, sir.
With a cigar?
I don't. No. You're talking about that's deconstructing Christianity right there. That's Coach Renz. He's cool too. Yeah, I roll with Coach Renz too.
Okay, cool. He seems like a cool guy.
I was legit raised up in fucking hoods, and if you watch my content enough, and if you just close your fucking eyes, you'll hear it. Like, even though I'm white, I look like this. I'm white. Out here in Arkansas, I ain't white enough for these motherfuckers. Because as soon as I start talking, the hood starts coming out a little bit, and they're like, "You ain't one of us, boy." You know, just because you're white enough out here.
So I am from a town called Walterboro, and Walterboro is outside of Charleston and Somerville, Beaufort area, kind of more inland. Edisto Beach is right down the street, kind of about 30 minutes away. It is, not the worst place in the world, but I guess you could say, and I love my friends, even though we will never hang out again, just because we're not the same people anymore, and probably weren't even at the time. And I probably was, honestly, I was probably even lucky to even hang out with them because I was weird. Military kids, sometimes we move so much that you never develop your own personality. You're changing every 3 years for the new group friends, the new kid that lives behind you. You're stuck with him for 3 years. You can't just not be his friends. You have to be his, and so my friends had Pokemon cards and Dungeons and Dragons games and stuff, but we weren't really into specifically that. But so you have friends that are into all kinds of shit you're not into when you're a military brat. So my friends are still the same way, where, my friends, we have so much not in common that it's kind of funny.
Well, I can identify with that, even though I wasn't a military brat, but I used to move around a lot. Like I would go to a different school every single fucking year when I was a kid, just because my mom was a single mom raising 3 kids by herself, and shit didn't work out at one place. So, man, I would go to at least 1 different school a year, if not 2, until I got to high school. And then I kind of finally settled down in a little town in Florida. And, I finally settled down for a few years, and none of them fuckers talk to me anymore. I was the only one talking to them for years. And then I just did a little experiment. I'm like, what would happen if I just quit talking to them? And they just never reached out to me. So that kind of showed me, how good of a friend they really were, because a good friend will check up on you at least a couple times a year. But so I just got tired of being the only one reaching out, and that's fine, but I can definitely identify with you on that, because I moved around so much, and that actually lets you be more socially adjustable. Like I can tell with you, you're very socially conscious. I have that too. I'm socially conscious, but I just don't give a fuck, because I don't like to be controlled by that. I don't like the perception of what people have of me control my expression, which you can see that in the content I make, because I just make whatever the fuck I want whenever I want on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't like that, which is why I'm taking my content to other platforms, because like I said, there's different types of people for different types of platforms. Now, originally, YouTube was all about exactly what I'm doing, just documenting your life. Everything I do is essentially a vlog. Look at that little guy.
Yeah, he woke up.
I'm happy for him, man.
Yeah, he'll probably behave for about 5 minutes, and then he'll want a bottle or something. But he's been out for about 2 hours. That's about how it is. So he got up at like 7:30, and then he went to sleep at like 9:30. Yeah. About that. No. He went to sleep at like 5:30. Oh my gosh, he's already eaten like twice. So he went down at like 9:30. Yeah, and then he just woke up at 11:30 here. So
how long have you been married now?
3 years.
But you were with her for a while before you got married, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say a year technically. So 3 years total.
Okay.
Yeah. So after we got married officially, then we got pregnant, and I was coming out of the bodybuilding world still a little bit.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous if I would really work. So we were like, fingers crossed. And he did really, he turned out to be a great little guy. He seems real smart.
That's awesome, man. I don't have any kids. All I have is my dogs, but my dogs are my family, man.
Well, and that's what makes me talk about Christianity today, because when this little guy is a little bit bigger, I just want him to have a good group of friends. And if having a realistic approach to the religion and being educated about the religion shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah.
And still have an appreciation for it and what it's turned into today after a horrible track record. I get it. Totally. I mean, I'm not proud of everything I've been. And I've gone through a lot to change it, and so is the religions. And we have friends that are Native American.
You also learn from everything you've been, though.
Right.
Everything was a learning lesson.
Have been affected from Christianity, their families, and so if not that anybody's looking for any apologies. I mean, what's it going to do them? But maybe I guess you could say the reason why I wanted to come to terms and come to peace with Christianity in a way, I guess, is so that I could settle this never-ending search for the gnosis, the knowledge, and all that, So, but bro, I appreciate you coming on. I can tell he's gonna want to get a bottle soon, but we'll have to bring you on again soon, man. And
it's good to come in and see you, man.
Yeah, let's keep looking for your channel, and let's see if we can get some people watching them episodes and stuff. So we'll definitely, I'll keep looking because it's there. It's just not letting me find it on the actual Roku.
Yeah, it's there. It's just hard to fucking find.
Yeah, and it won't let you play it when you find it. That's just featuring the channel. It's not. There's nowhere to click on it to go into it.
Well, there is a hidden bonus with people like us that are weird and just don't fit in anywhere. Is that that gives us the ability to not have to fit in anywhere, but we can still float around and do whatever the fuck we want. So I just make a little point I wanted to point out for us.
Yeah, I can't seem to actually click on it at all. But
yeah,
that
also
everybody else watching, hopefully we will find a way to watch it. So, and yeah, I don't know. Think about that idea. If you could have people submitting things to your show.
No, well, absolutely.
Because you're the only guy with a Roku. So it's
if anyone has a bunch of content that they want to drop, but they don't want to pay the full $350, it's just an extra $50 to have your own channel associated with my channel.
That's true too. You can do that too.
So you can have your own channel. You
know how the Simpsons started out?
No.
They were on a show, the Lisa something. I can't even remember the girl's name right now. Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
And so they were actually a small segment show on a late night TV show, and then it got its own thing.
Got its own traction.
If you're a platform for other people, it might get even more attention because then everyone's going to want to come to your platform. Everyone's going to want to submit to your platform. They're going to want
to. See, the thing is, if you have your own channel associated with mine, you don't have to pay the full $350 a month. You just pay $50, but you also have the ability to charge whatever subscription you want for your channel.
Oh, cool. So that way they don't have to pay you or pay them back. It's just all itemized to them. And that's cool.
I still have to pay for it, so we'd have to work out something so it at least pays for itself. But you would also have the ability to get subscriptions for your channel.
Nice.
Independently from my channel. See what I'm saying? Because my channel will have its own subscription, and any other channel that's associated with mine will have their own subscription.
Nice. Okay. Cool. That's interesting. I have a feeling that a lot of us with YouTube's, that could be, I don't know. It kind of makes my brain crank.
Yeah. There's potential there, man. There's definitely potential there because millions of people around the world watch Roku, and the people that watch Roku, they are more there for longer episodes because people on YouTube and other social platforms, they have really short attention spans and they don't like to watch long form stuff. But with Roku, that's what it's all about, is long form.
Okay. Documentary type and
just for like a half an hour episode or an hour episode, because I got a lot of long form stuff that people don't really watch on YouTube, and but that's just stuff to think about right there. And I appreciate you having me on, bro. Thanks.
Yeah, man, for sure. This was
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know what I wanted to do for an hour and a half, so I just jumped on. I knew he'd wake up in a little bit. So, yeah.
I see which doctor I click, man. If I see I'm right there.
Dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, I'll talk to you later, brother.
Stay sexy, motherfucker.
You too.